Knight and Wild will go in 5 events across the program. Winter Paralympics on the BBC venue. Pyeongchang, South Korea. Dates: 9 to 18 March. Time in Pyeongchang, GMT+9. Coverage follow on Radio 5 Live and via the BBC Sport website. Television coverage on Channel 4. Britain's Millie Knight and guide Brett Wild took downhill silver on the opening day of the Winter Paralympics in Pyeongchang. The pair, who are the world champions, finished 0.86 seconds behind defending Paralympic champions Henrietta Farkasova and guide Natalia Subertova of Slovakia. Knight, 19, is competing at her second games while Wild is making his debut. "I can't stop smiling. It is the best feeling in the world," Knight told BBC Sport afterwards. "I was quite nervous at the start gate, but once we pushed out, it was purely about doing what we had to do and thinking about the technical aspects down the course." Quote, Knight's Great Britain teammate Menna Fitzpatrick crashed early on in her run at the Jingxian Alpine Centre but seemed unhurt and was able to ski to the bottom of the course with guide Jen Kyo. GB have been set a target of between 6 and 12 medals by UK Sport in South Korea with an ambition of at least 7. Knight, who only has 5% vision and is registered blind, was the youngest member of the Great Britain team 4 years ago in Sochi, but at 15 was too young to compete in the speed events. She started to work with Wild, a submariner with the Royal Navy, 2 years ago, and the pair, who communicate during the race via Bluetooth headsets, triumphed at last year's Worlds. But Knight suffered a bad crash at 115 km/h at the end of the race, which left her with concussion and affected her confidence. "There were times when I didn't think I could get back," she said after Saturday's race. "I'm not going to lie. It was a tough recovery, but we have such great support staff, so there are a lot of people to thank." Quote, Wild, who will guide Knight again in Sunday's Super G, was thrilled the pair could peak at the right time. "We've been working so hard all season, but we've been so far away from Henrietta and Natalia, so to cross the line and see we were only 0.8 behind, we knew it was a good run," he said. "It's gutting to be behind them, but it is still phenomenal for us and great to be back in the mix. I've never felt so proud in my life." Quote, Whitley claims top 10 finish. In the men's standing event, Britain's James Whitley was 10th, his best Paralympic finish, while debutant Chris Lloyd was 20th. Whitley, 20, who competed in the giant slalom and slalom events 4 years ago, finished 4.40 seconds behind gold medalist Theo Gammer of Switzerland, who is winning his first Paralympic medal. "I felt it went really well," Whitley told BBC Sport. "I was well prepared and was very confident, so to come down in 10th is really good. It was my first Paralympic downhill, so I just wanted to see how it went." Quote, the GB wheelchair curlers made a winning start to their round-robin campaign with a 5-2 win over world champions Norway, the first time in 4 games that they have won their opening match. The GB team will face Switzerland and Finland on Sunday. After some early cagey exchanges, GB edged ahead with 2 in the 4th end to go 3-1 up, but while Norway pulled 1 back in the 6th end, they narrowly missed scoring a second, which would have leveled the match. GB edged another point clear after a dramatic 7th end to go 4-2 up, and with the advantage of the final stone in the last end, they held on to win. On the opening day of the Nordic skiing events, Scott Mina became the first Briton to compete in the discipline for 20 years, and in the first of his 6 events, he finished 18th in the 7.5K seated biathlon. Mina, who lost both legs while serving in Afghanistan, missed 2 shots in each of the shooting phases and finished well behind winner Daniel Nassen of the United States, who claimed 1 of 3 golds for the USA on day 1 of competition. The neutral Paralympic athlete delegation also won their first gold medals in the biathlon events. through Ekaterina Rumyantseva, who triumphed in the women's 6 kilometers standing category, and Mikalina Lysova in the 6 kilometers visually impaired competition.